Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bihi nasta'in. Let's continue with the second part of the presentation. Inshallah, in this part, we'll talk about a little bit of details of why the teachers are rejected. So I'm going to take each one separately. So there's Quran and Tajweed teachers, and then there is Arabic teachers. These are the two major fields for us. So inshallah, we'll talk about Quran and Tajweed teachers first. We have the first thing we do is that we ask the teacher to send a recording of the recitation. Generally, we ask them to send the first page of Surah Maryam. And the first thing we find is whether or not they're consistent in Tajweed. So we find that most of them have the inconsistencies in Tajweed rules. For example, some of the mads are longer than the others, and some of the gunnas, they skip the gunnas in maybe say iqlab, or maybe say ikhfa of mim sakina, stuff like that. So the moment we observe those things, we just remove them from the list. So that is the first thing we see. If you want to teach Quran, you have to be the best level of Tajweed. So that is the first thing. And we have lajna who 2-3 mashayikh who actually observe, who listen to the recitation of the person who sends it, and they decide whether or not whether or not that person is good or fit to teach. Of course, for the ladies, we do not give your recording to men. We give your recording to the ladies. We have a female lajna separate, inshallah. They will be listening to your recitation. So rest assured. And then also there are some differences in opinion, like imala and taqleel. So this is a very this have been very difficult topic for me, imala and taqleel. So I myself studied from a lot of Egyptian mashayikh, alhamdulillah, and actually one shaykh and all the shaykhas, ladies. So what happened is that there is a way some of the teachers teach, like for example, when we are not supposed to make a letter heavy, we kind of make like we do not say but after I finished my ijazah with one of the mashayikh, and then I went to study, I went to repeat with in halaqat Masjid al-Nabawi an Ba'd, they do not accept that. They say you're doing imala, you're doing taqleel, you're saying bismillahi. You should say bismillahi, la, not la. So this was so difficult for me because I got used to saying and they kept making me repeat but not oh. So it was very difficult for me. But I know many Egyptian mashayikh who did it right, like they did not do imala, they did not do taqleel, they say they don't say If you want to see the difference, inshallah, I'll forward a video of Sheikh Ayman Suwaid about this one. He explains the concept in a very good way. But yeah, that is the thing. You have to know that there are some opinions, some mashayikh think this is correct and some think this is wrong. Also, like iqlab and ikhfa mim sakin, they generally, some people close their lips and others do not close their lips. So because of this, also some academies would reject a person's recitation. But for us, it's not a big deal. Iqlab is not a big deal because you're following in your sheikh, because you have an ijazah, you have to follow exactly the way your sheikh did. We understand that. So yeah, this is not a problem, but imala and taqleel is. So we follow the way Sheikh Ayman Suwaid and Sheikh Ibrahim Al-Akhdar, those two, because personally most of our teachers are يعني either the students of Halaqat Masjid Nabawi or they have finished there. So yeah, we follow their method, and it's a very clear and good method. Inshallah, if you want, I'll give you the link to check the halaqat of Masjid Nabawi and Bot, and they're very good. But yeah, this is a point why some of the academies would not accept some of the teachers based on the tilawa, based on the recitation. So the imala and taqleel part, because they are يعني the mashayikh in al-lajna are all against this thing, so probably that's a point. And yeah, this is the point I already talked about, the sample recitation that you send, like the first page of Surah Maryam, when you recite and send it to us, it is not acceptable as a teacher. Yani, when you're a teacher, your recitation should present with all the rules of Tajweed being followed. It should not be with mistakes. Yeah, yani there should be no lahan jali, no lahan khafi either. So we're going to be very careful about the mistakes in recitation when we want to accept a teacher for teaching Quran and Tajweed. So that is very strict. And we talked about language proficiency a lot. So you understand that it's very important, you know, English. And then usage of practical tools like whiteboard, etc. for explanation. Right now, the way I'm using, I made a presentation in my PPT, PowerPoint, and I am explaining with the pointer tool. You can also write here. You can write whatever you want to teach your student, like this. So it is liked that you know how to do this. Like it is liked if you can write and teach. If you don't have a tool of writing, you can type and teach. You can type, you can say Bismillah. So use anything, but keep your classes interesting and use the tools. So that is important. Inshallah, when you join my class, you will see how I use all these practical tools, inshallah. But so there is one, we had one Sheikh in our academy who had a very good Tajweed, and also his English was also good. So he started teaching in the first very month. The student said, we do not want to continue with him. So we asked, what is the problem? The student said, the Sheikh always just points at his mouth and reads. He does not tell me what I'm doing wrong. He does not point to the mistake. He does not try to correct me how to pronounce a particular letter, where I'm going wrong, and he's not explaining the rules, anything. He's just pointing at his mouth and reading. It's like not very good explanation skills, basically. And yeah, for Quran and Tajweed teachers, we must be patient. If you have been teaching Quran, you must know that the students make a lot of mistakes, and you have to be very patient with them. You cannot shout at them. You cannot say, no, that's wrong, how many times, and stuff like that. No, you have to be patient. You have to be smiling. You have to be supportive, because they come from a background where Arabic is completely out of question for them. But then suddenly they accept Islam, or they have been Muslim, but they have not been practicing. Suddenly they start practicing and they start learning. It's too much for them. So it is like the way it is for you when you studied English, the way it is when you try to pronounce English words English way. I know that because I hail from India, and in India, you must know that people do not speak like this. People speak like this in India. So basically, I know how they speak there. So it is difficult for the people in India to start and learn pronouncing the words like English. So same goes for English people. trying to learn Arabic. It's difficult for them to pronounce letters like ain, ha. They say ha. And so it's really difficult. So we have to be patient. It is, يعني, we're خير الناس, يعني خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. So if you want to be خير الناس, then you have to be patient, because that is where all the da'wah starts. So alhamdulillah, we're يعني du'at, and also we're teaching Quran, so best of them basically. So we have to be patient in this case. And also try to prepare your lessons beforehand. Like, for example, if you're going to teach mudud today, try to prepare your lessons beforehand. Like, for example, the way I did here, this is a little bit too much, but if you just write and on a sheet of paper, take a picture and send it to your students before, and you use that paper here and then point at the words and explain to them, that is enough. But you have to make the student listen to you. You should not make them feel like, oh, it's boring, I want the class to end. No. So prepare your lessons beforehand and make it interesting. And also, sometimes it happens that you cannot find the answer to the questions students ask in the class itself. For example, if someone asks, why is the written like this in, for example, kalimat, why is it not the marbuta? If you could not find the answer right then and there itself, or if you could not answer in proper way, then you tell them, okay, let that question be, because that is yani, that takes a long time for me to explain the concept to you. So inshallah, I'll explain this to you in the next class. Tell them like this, so they do not feel like, okay, my teacher does not know. Okay, because this sometimes the questions come in a way that you cannot answer then and there itself. Like, so what you have to do is you have to note the questions, note the doubts. If you're unable to clear them in the class, if you're unable to explain the concept to them, write it in your notebook, okay? And then find the answer to that in your off time. And in the next class, explain to them why the ta in the mushaf is written like this here and like this in the other place. Okay, so the students, well, you will be surprised that the students from the West ask, very good questions and very in detail questions, and you have to have the presence of mind. So if you are unable to clear the doubt in the class itself, note it down and then explain it to them after the class, inshallah. So let's go for the Arabic language teachers. So this is another big wing of the academy. You have to know the English language very well to explain grammar basically, and then the accent training. So inshallah, when you continue with me, we'll try and correct your pronunciation of English. For example, you cannot say please, you have to say please. So we'll correct these, okay? And I'm not trying to laugh at anyone, because even I come from, like I told you, I come from India and they do not speak English like this. I had to practice a lot to speak English like this. So inshallah, you can practice bit by bit and train in your accent, okay? We'll do that for both Arabic as well as Tajweed teachers, inshallah. And then we'll try to understand the questions and how to reply to them. So especially if you're an Arabic teacher, they'll ask questions like, for example, the word istahwada. How do you think, like, what are the root letters of this word? Istahwada. What are the root letters of the word? And you have to explain to them that it comes from a general form called istifal. So istafala. and then you have to find what is same and remove them from here and here. Sin, ta. What is left is the root letters. So fa is ha, ain is waw, lam is dal. So you have to be able to explain it to them like this. Now they would not forget, okay, this is istafala, istahwada. So they're trying to find wazn, a type of so in sarf, this comes in sarf. So you have to find a pattern that suits the kind of word. And then, so basically this is just an example to explain to you. So when a student asks you questions, you have to understand the questions and you have to know how to reply to them. So that is one thing. And you have to give good explanation, you have to give good examples. So I gave you the example of the judge, like that. So anything that comes to your mind that can make them laugh, that can make them remember, inshallah, you can use that. Then, yeah, explain the grammar and make the grammar easy, like use different tools, like for example, anta fa'alta, anti fa'alti. So give them one thing like fa'ala, for example, and then ask them to memorize that. In the next class you can come and start using another word like sami'a, anta sami'ata, anti sami'ati, like that. So try to make it easy for the students, because like I said, they come from a language that is written from left to right and completely different from Arabic. We have to be very good in explanation. And all the levels are to be taught in our academy. There is a basic level where we teach the first book of anything, like Al-Arabiyya Bayna Yadayk first book, or Medina books first book. So anything basic. And then intermediate level is the second book, and advanced is the third book. If the student asks something different, we also give them different. Like for example, some students demand Al-Ajrumiyya. So you have to be ready to be able to pronounce, to explain to them Al-Ajrumiyya, like that. So if you're teaching Arabic language, you have to be ready with all the three levels. I had a teacher I was training, but she said when she entered my classes, he said, that is a very high level. I want to teach only basic level. That was level 1 class. So you have to be ready with all the three levels of Arabic language, grammar, and everything. So if you have any problem, you can always come to me, because I oversee all the classes, all the teachers. If you're unable to explain something, ask me, I'll help you in that. So as your yeah, so one of the sisters asked me a question that she understands the language, but she's not good in speaking. What should she do? So like I said, we'll be training for the accent, and we'll prepare for the lessons. We'll prepare for the lessons before we start the lessons, inshallah. So that is why you'll be attending my classes, and then you'll see how I do something, and then you try to follow that. Okay, and you'll also be given some practical classes to teach. Okay, now I know this is a problem with most of the Arab teachers, and inshallah we'll try to fix that. But this is a good thing to start with. You know, you're learning, you're able to understand me, right? So inshallah we'll take it from there, and we'll start speaking bit by bit, inshallah. Also, this is the same thing for Arabic language. So for Quran also, you need to use the tools, and for Arabic language also, you need to use the tools for explanation. And you have to prepare the lessons beforehand. You should not just come unprepared, because especially in Arabic, I have a lot of experience. Students call. No, there's no problem if you speak British English. You can speak British, you can speak Indian, you can speak American, you can speak Australian, no problem at all. So long as you and your student understand each other, we do not have any problem. So you can speak any accent. The only thing is that you have to be able to understand the student, and the student should be able to understand you. That's it. Nothing else. The accent does not matter. Oh, we also have Indian teachers. Indian teachers teach American students, and also the students from European countries. They do not have any problem. They do not speak in any accent. They speak in Indian accent. So you can speak in any accent so long as you and your student understand each other. No problem, inshallah. Okay, and prepare your lessons beforehand, and then you should note the doubts if you cannot correct them. All right. Now, this is a very important part where we tell you the types of jobs we offer. So you guys are here because many of you said you're going to, if we offer you a job, you may accept it. So it's your choice. If you want, you can accept it. We'll select some students, some teachers in the end of this course to work for our academy, inshallah. So if you accept, you need to know the types of jobs we offer, and there are a lot of jobs that we offer. So inshallah, you can find either in live classes or in recorded sessions. What are the live classes? It's like this. I am teaching you and you're learning just right now. So this is a live class. The recorded sessions are like you have, I will give you a topic. You make like something like this, or make a PowerPoint presentation, or write and explain, whatever works for you. Explain that topic in a good manner, record the session and send it to us. We'll edit it, and if it's acceptable, if it's a good lesson, inshallah, we can work like that. You can work like that. So for the live classes, you have to maintain punctuality. You have to be on time. So for example, if your class is at 8 o'clock, you have to be at 8 o'clock, not 1 minute late, not 1 minute early. Try, okay? Try to be punctual, because some teachers have classes one after the other in our academy. Like for example, from 9 to 9:30, and then from 9:30 to 10, like that. We have classes like maybe Aisha, then Sophia, then whatever we have. So if you are late to this class, then you have to extend the time of this class. If you're 5 minutes late here, you have to extend 5 minutes here, and then extend 5 minutes here, extend 5 minutes here. That actually creates like fawda. It's not acceptable. It's stressful, basically. So be punctual, be on time in the class. For the recorded sessions, you don't have that one. You can do at your time. Then you also have to have the presence of mind. For example, if the student asks you a question, you should be able to answer. You should be able to explain in a good manner. And there is no chance of you editing the video. You have to just directly teach them. So no time to rehearse. You cannot practice in the class. You can practice before, you can rehearse before, and then you come to the class and then you teach. So you cannot rehearse in the class. So basically that's live. And then you have to have the language proficiency. You have to have very good language, because you don't get to change what you said. So basically, you have to be good in language. And in these classes, you get hourly pay. For example, if you took 12 classes of 1 hour, you get like hourly pay into 12. Whatever we agreed upon in the end, like that. So you get according to the hour in the live classes. But in live classes, we have strict rules for selection. For Arabic teachers, you need to be very good at explaining Arabic, and your English language should be good. For Quran teachers, your Tajweed should be very good in practical, and you should be good at English proficiency also. So strict rules for selection here. And there are some conditions that apply, and we'll discuss these in the contract when you sign the contract. If you're selected, inshallah, we will give you some yani حقوق and stuff, whatever, rights and duties and all. Inshallah, you can we'll talk about those things in the end, inshallah. Now, for the recorded sessions, you do not have any specific time to work. Here you have time to work. Like if your class is from 8 to 9 o'clock, you have to work exactly 8 to 9 o'clock. You have to come and work. But here in the recorded sessions, you do not have any specific time. You can work at 2 o'clock at night. You can work during the day. You can work anytime. You just have to record the classes and prepare PowerPoints or write down whatever you're trying to teach. Like I wrote down and explained on the whiteboard, and explain it in a good manner so that the person watching the video should understand. Now, these videos may need to edit over and over. For example, if the voice did not come clearly once, we'll ask you to edit it. Or we have an editing team in our academy. We have an editing team. They edit the videos and they add your names. They do stuff, all that, and make video presentable. So, inshallah, if you need to edit the video, for example, if we ask you to explain in a different way or add more examples or something like that, you may have to change the recorded sessions a little bit. But this is a one-time work. You complete your work, you submit it to us and get paid. Okay, this is a one-time work. This is not like in this one. Okay, so this is a one-time work. You record the sessions and then you submit it to them. Khalas, you're done with it. You don't have to repeat it every time. But for the live classes teacher, they have to teach every student what is different types of mudud to Aisha, different types of mudud to Safiya, different types of mudud to Fatima. Everybody, if they're taking single one-on-one classes, and if they're taking groups, you have to teach to group one, same thing, to group two, same thing. So you have to keep repeating. So basically, this is what mostly academies do. But in our academy, we also have recorded sessions. So you can, inshallah, record, and that video will be used to help the students, inshallah. And here in the recorded sessions, you can practice before you start recording. You can also practice good accent, like you can practice and then record. Also, you have different contracts for this, inshallah. If you're selected, I'll let you know what are the options available for you, inshallah, and then you can select. Yeah, importance of recorded sessions is that, this is a good question, Sister Shima, I think. Nan, this is a very good question. Why are we doing recorded sessions? We have live sessions. We have students learning directly. Why are we doing recorded sessions? The importance is that sometimes we find that the students from America do not find suitable timing to take classes with the teachers from Egypt or from Morocco, Algeria, these areas. Because, for example, when like I have a student who takes her class at like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at this time, according to Algerian time, that would be like 1 o'clock at night in Egypt. That's really late, and it does not work for everybody. So when that happens, we give them option to take the recorded sessions. They can listen to the sessions and they can just learn, and then they can take exams like we have in some online universities for that reason. The camera. Okay, so this is so we are an academy who believes in niqab. We believe in niqab, so we do not like to be seen by men. Even if we're in hijab, we do not like to be seen by men. So we're very strict when it comes to camera. You can agree with the teacher, with the student's mom. Okay, if there are small children, you talk to their mother and you tell them that there should be no one in the room, and then and only then will you open the camera. The camera is important because the students need to know how your mouth is when you're pronouncing. For example, the letters of tafkhim, people from the non-Arab countries pronounce it with circle mouth. They say like raw, raw, like that. But we know that you don't have to circle your mouth when you pronounce the letters of tafkhim. It should come with the tongue. Okay, so how do they know how to pronounce it if they do not see you say it? So you only open the camera if the parents or the student promise that there is no one in the class, and they should open their camera and you should open your camera. Both of you, only both of you should see each other. Nobody else sees you. Okay, even the admin don't enter your class. If the administration enters, that would be me, only me. I am a lady, as you know, so inshallah you would not have any problem with the niqab or showing your face or using the camera. But we don't always use the camera. No, we're an Algerian academy. We're not Indian academy, we're Algerian. So yeah. And also, it does not matter if we are an Indian academy. So we're not, though, but it does not matter. We have just 2 teachers from India, but we have most of our teachers from other places. So basically, no, we're not Indian. We're not Indian academy. Barakallahu fik. Hasanan. Let's. Oh, yeah, yeah. I understand. That's a very good point. Sometimes yani, students take screenshots of the video of the teacher. Yeah. So we don't do it. Like, we don't open the camera. I personally have opened my camera only for my nephews. I did not open my camera for any students. So don't worry, inshallah. We'll try and try to work it, bi'idhnillah. Okay? If you are not satisfied with the camera rule, do not open your camera. We, inshallah, we won't be strict about that. No, it's not obligatory. Camera is not obligatory. Right now, I am not opening my camera, and if you have seen in the Telegram, I told you to not to open your mic if you're not comfortable with being heard on YouTube, and also to not to open your camera because the video is going to be on YouTube. So yeah, no, do not open your camera. I wear niqab and I do not like to show my face to people. So of course, I would not like that for any other teacher, inshallah. Okay, so we'll be talking about selection of teachers. The first step is shortlisting. So we see your CV and we interview you, okay? And then the selection step is a little bit, you have to give a demo class. Like, we'll come with a student, 1 or 2 students, whatever, and you have to teach whatever you teach. And so we see you in action, okay? And then the third step is the job contract. We give you an offer, and if you accept it, inshallah, you can sign the contract and you can start working with us. So you have to sign the contract and start. Now what happens? Now when we have finished the presentation, so you have to first complete the training. You have to join live classes. I'll send you the link of the Zoom classes and I'll give you the timings. If it suits you, you have to join the classes and observe, okay? You will not be talking, you will not be teaching, you'll be observing in the beginning. And then when you're ready, inshallah, I will give you opportunity to try and teach, practice teaching, inshallah. So first you join live classes, and then in the end I will select some teachers, because I said that in the end you will be given a chance to teach. When you teach, and if I like the teachers, I'll select some of them, and I will ask you to send me your CV and the supporting documents if you have degree or whatever, and then we'll take a demo class. And then in the end, if you're selected, inshallah, you'll get a job contract. So there we go. Alhamdulillah, we've finished our first presentation. If you have any questions or responses, inshallah, I will be taking your questions. So yeah, you guys did ask me some questions here, but right now we have run out of time. So basically, yeah, you get the training first, Sister Safa. You get the training first, and then in the end, you will be given chance to teach, yani practice teaching basically. And out of you, we will select some of you to teach. Yeah, before selection. The work is better through a laptop. Naam, Sister Soha. The work is better through a laptop, because if you use a phone, the screen, the students use laptop, and for them, the screen only looks this small, only this much. So if you're sharing screen of Mushaf, the student can see only, like, you know, in the middle, this much of the screen, only this much of the screen. Here they see nothing, here they see nothing. So that's confusing. These live sessions are going to be free of cost. You do not have to pay anything. You just have to have good language, English. At least you should be able to understand. And alhamdulillah, I think you guys understand me. So you have to join the classes with me. I'll select some of these sisters. And I think those of you who came here today, inshallah, you can all join the class. So please send your name in the group if you came today to the session. Okay, if you came to the session, send your name in the group. Inshallah, I will make sure that I'll call you to the class, and you can join me, inshallah. وأنتِ فجزاك الله خيرا. حسنا. So أنتم فجزاكم الله خيرا. I think that this is a good way, a good place to stop. Yes, in Telegram group, please send your name so that I know that you attended today. Just write your name, like, you know, I would write Asiya Sayyida and then send my name. So like that, send your name so that I'm sure that you came to the class. Other sisters also can join, but inshallah, I think you guys stayed so far, so you know, you're understanding me. So inshallah, we'll take you to the class, and I hope you enjoy our sessions together and learn a lot. And even if you're not selected in the end, inshallah, I hope that yani, whatever comes your way is better than this, inshallah. So but this will wind up, idnillah. Let's make a dua. So what about PowerPoint? Well, you can use PowerPoint if you want. It's not necessary. حسنا. So we'll end for now. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. If you have any more questions, please send me the questions in Telegram. Okay. Yeah, you can send me on Telegram inbox also. Okay. تمام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.